And welcome back. Very few mothers experience what Cheryl Allenbrand has endured: abusive marriages, depression, and losing 3 adult children over just 6 years. And she joins us this morning with her firstborn son, Bob Fowler, to tell us exactly this amazing story that you guys have been through, and you're here together to share it with us. So let's start with you, Cheryl. Tell us about 3 adult children dying within 6 years of each other. What happened?
My first son died as a result of complications from diabetes. My second son, David, committed suicide. He was having relationship problems and just couldn't get through it. That was a hard one. And then my daughter Tracy died 3 years later, and my mother died at the same time Tracy died. So all of my family was gone, except for my father. And he died last January.
That is incredible that you can even say it without, I know your lip is trembling and it's a tough thing to talk about, but we're here to talk about how you made it through and how it really reunited you with your firstborn son.
Well, it's quite a story. Where do we start?
Bob, you might want to jump in here.
It started for me. I'd seen an article in the Kansas City Star about that Jackson County had opened birth records so that you could find your health history. I was adopted at birth by my parents. Hi, Mom. And one thing led to another, and Cheryl and I ended up working through a third party and reuniting.
And this was after?
This was after the deaths of all of her children. So, I asked if I'd had any siblings. Well, I'll have to tell you more about that later. But it turns out that she had lost her 3 and got to reunite with me, and that's kind of the.
So you gave him up for adoption.
Yes, I did.
Years ago, and I'm sure you never forget that, but the fact of actually getting back together with him after the death of your 3 children, what does this mean to you?
It was a miracle. It was a miracle. I just felt the presence of God through this whole thing, through the whole book, through everything after I met Bob.
Yeah, and you have written a book. Tell us about the book. And
the name of it is I'll Take the Baby Now, A Birth Mother's Amazing Story. And so I go through the book and I talk about my children and their deaths, and then we come into Bob next in the book.
And the reunion, and now the happiness and the joy.
Absolutely.
And it's a story that is a sad story, but it is full of hope and faith and encouragement. So thank you both for being here and for sharing it. I know there's so much more to talk about, but we'll have to read the book.
Read the book.
Thank you so much for coming.
Having us.
And thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you so much.